Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I'm grateful that you're joining me today. And today I'm going to share the tale of two realities. Is it possible right this very moment that we are experiencing a divide? Today I would like to share with you my awarenesses about the state of our current situation, as today is March 18th, 2020, and I want to dive into some interesting concepts involving really the tale of two realities, and really more than anything remind you to always choose the ease. Yeah, so we're really in some interesting times right now, aren't we? It is, again, March 18th, 2020, and we are experiencing lots of shifts and changes. We're in quarantine to some level, and really, truly, things are continuing to shift and change really moment by moment, aren't they? So many interesting things happening right now in the world, and even just so much has changed even from yesterday and the day before, right? And especially since last week when I was did my last call for Expand Your Reality. So just a few things before we get started here. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so. Right now, especially during this time, I am continuing to kind of send out some energetic transmissions to really remind you to stay in the peace and the ease of what's going on right now. And so I'm kind of spending some time doing some YouTube videos. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please do so. Number two, if you aren't on my email list, you might want to add yourself, as I'm sending lots of kind of extras in there right now as well. I kind of feel like this is my time to shine. I have been really studying the ascension and really the evolution of what's going to be happening here as we continue to move through and into the space of this fifth dimension reality. And this, for me, guys, is just one big, huge piece of it. So today I'm going to kind of share with you my awareness of what we're going through, what's going on in this reality, and really, truly, what can you be doing right now to really elevate yourself and to really, truly stay in the peace and ease of the present moment. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started today, and let's go ahead and put our barriers down. Our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. Let's take some nice deep breaths. And I'm going to apologize for a moment here. My voice is might start going in and out. I've been talking literally nonstop today. I've been doing call after call after call, and I did a live call this morning in the Consciousness Playground. Then I did a YouTube video, and so it's been really a kind of a busy day for me. So there is a bit of I'm feeling a little, my voice is feeling a little lagged, so uh, please bear with me if my my voice starts giving out a little bit. So let's go ahead and make sure we put our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, and let's go ahead and expand out. So go ahead and make yourself as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And nice deep breath. Let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the country. No, actually, that's way too big. County that you're in, all the way out, all the way down, and all the way up. As big as the state that we're in. There we go. In the country that we're in, or that you're in, all the way out, all the way down, and all the way up. And as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth, becoming one with everyone and everything. Bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster in the universe. in the multiverse, multiple universes, and times that by million, times that by million, times that by million, times that by million. All the way out to the space of who you be as the infinite being that you be. Yes, let's really get into that vortex today. Yeah, so today, let's just talk about what's going on right now, right? And I've been hearing this from so many people, and I think if you're a listener of this show, it's probably true for you as well. People have been saying to me, I feel remarkably calm, even though it seems like I really should be in this like space of chaos or overwhelm or feeling all of these things that are getting projected at me. I'm really not. Just feel that for a moment. And I want every one of us that are listening to this call right now to really acknowledge that for a second. What if you're not really in that space of panic or overwhelm right now? Because there's no reason for you to be panicked or overwhelmed. The core of you knows what is true, and what is true right now is all is well. And although everything looks way different than our regular daily life, it's still okay. Everything is still okay. There is no reason to get overwhelmed. There's no reason to get panicked. The reality is this is the change that we have been asking for. This is the shifts that we require to move forward as awakened and aware beings. So much of this reality really truly just does not work for us. It does not work for the life that we would like to live. So many people, really suffering in so many different concepts that are right this very moment being dissolved. We are headed into something that is so far beyond anything that we could have imagined possible, right? Like we have no awareness of what's coming next because what's coming next is to be revealed still. Like this is taking us out of those everyday patterns of same, 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 right? And it's forcing us into something that we have never experienced in our life. Now, there may be a time where I can say that when I was younger, right, I had maybe life felt a little more laid back. It felt, I had time to just be at home and do nothing and be nothing, right? And now, in our adult life, in our life as we know it, we've never experienced a time and space where we didn't have to rush around and go to work. And if you're still working, I know that there's many people still working. I'm sure that your job looks way different than it's ever looked before, because if you're still going to work, you're more than likely still going to work because you are an emergency worker of some sort and you are dealing with things that you've never dealt with before. And I hope that you're seeing a space of kindness within people that you've never experienced before as well. Regardless of what you're continuing to do right now, life is different, life is changing, and we're just in the very beginning stages of this change. As it's been projected over and over, this change is going to, this change that is getting integrated right now is going to, the things are going to continue to change, and things are not going to necessarily, quote unquote, get better right away, because it's just going to, from my awareness, it's just going to go to more and more and more restriction, which is again required. What if that restriction of you of staying at home, staying within the confines of your family is really what's required right now? We need to shift and change and heal. And if you are still working, the parameters around your job are changing. Nice deep breath. Everything is changing dramatically, and that's okay. We do not need to feel out of control. We do not need to feel overwhelmed and upset. All is well. This is the change that we require. Nice deep breath. years ago, and when I used to attend in the 90s, I used to attend that ascension group that I used to go to. One of the things that we used to talk about often was this idea that through the awakening, there was going to be something, an event of some sort, that was going to change the way that this world existed. And isn't it crazy that this event that we are experiencing right this very moment is affecting everyone, no matter where you live in the world right now? You too are being affected by something that really honestly probably shouldn't even be affecting any of us, right? But the reality is because this is the event we've been waiting for. It's going to reset this world. It's going to do away with much of the chaos and the concepts that have been manipulating and dominating and controlling our world. It's going to do away with much of the control paradigms that we have been fighting to dismantle. It's going to change the way that our future is set up. It's going to change the way jobs are. It's going to change the market as a whole. It's going to implement so many changes, and it's going to take down the things that no longer work. So years ago, that's what they talked about in the 90s, was that, gosh, looking at that now, almost 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Can you even believe that the 90s were 30 years ago? Gosh, I look at the 90s and I think that was like that was like a couple months ago, right? No, we are in 2020. So essentially, a lot of what they talked about was that this event was going to come in, and what it was going to create was it was going to be the tipping point of um, when the two realities were created. And I always thought that, it always felt so, I'm going to say, eerily strange, but at the same time so very true to me, that there was going to come a point where we were going to divide. And I see that so clearly now. I see that divide so clearly now. I see the people who cannot release the concepts of control and are stuck in resistance. That, you know what? That resistance, and I mean, how often do I talk about resistance, right? I mean, I think resistance is probably one of my biggest topics, right? How you have to stop resisting what's going on around you, how you have to learn how to be that receiver of information, right? And how you have to take off the polarity of the right and the wrong and the good and the bad. Those of us that in this reality right now that cannot release the resistance, that cannot stop looping in the right and wrong and good and bad, will be a place for them. And those of us that lean into whatever is happening, and the ease and the projection of possibility moving forward, it's a whole different place being created there. Right this very moment, we are creating two places, two spaces in this reality. There's the reality of the struggle concepts and of the addiction to polarity. And then there's a whole nother place where there is the space of ease that is possible. And right this very moment, and for this next little while here, you're going to have choice. Which one would you like to choose? I said at the beginning of this year that this year was a number 4 year. This was the year that we were going to build form and structure, right? And this form and structure was going to create how our reality was going to be moving forward. And right now I see that form and structure continually being built. And right now, this world is offering us different possibilities. It's telling us we can lean into the peace and the ease of this shutdown and this quarantine has available for us, and we can really truly jump into the reality of this universe will have our back. Things will show up to continue to create a frequency of peace and ease in our life. New jobs, new sources of money, new places and spaces to exist within, friends showing up from all over, people slowing down and inviting you in a way that you may have never been invited in before. Nice deep breath. And then there's the other side of it. And I think every single one of us has been really, really dynamically seeing that other side of it. How dynamically people are upholding and fighting for their points of views of what's going on and how it's right or wrong or good or bad, and how who's in charge of all of this is right and wrong and good and bad, and how much people are really fighting against what's happening right now. And the thing is it's not right or wrong to even fight against it, right? It's just going to create something. That's all. It's just going to create a different reality. Because the thing is you can have your concepts of struggle or you can have the concepts of ease. It's just really truly that easy. And all there is for you that's available is choice. Do you want to continue down the road of struggling and resistance and right and wrong and good and bad? Because there's not a wrongness in choosing that. It's just a choice. Or would you rather create a life of ease and peace? Nice deep breath, and let's just lean into that for a moment here. Because the thing is again, neither choice is right or wrong or good or bad. It's literally just a choice. And right now, this reality is giving us one. Which one do you want to choose? Which life do you want to live in? And let's just, everything all of that is, and everything that's coming up that may be stopping you, and any resistance that's telling you it can't possibly be this easy to just lean into this and move forward. Everything all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. So in this class I used to take, it was like when they were talking about this, I thought, we automatically we always try to like figure out how that's going to happen. And in even recently in the last few years, like I have felt, and I think every one of us, I think if you're real and true with yourself, you know that you have been aware that something is going to occur that is going to change this reality as we know it. And here it is, providing change in a way that we never could have possibly came up with. Even if we tried to figure it out for years and years, there's no way that we could have known that something like this was going to occur. And you know what? There will be people who don't understand what this is really creating, and that's okay. But for those of us that do get it, those of us that do understand what this is creating, the change that this is providing, the integration of something different that this is creating, we are the awakened ones. And if you're listening to this radio show, I know that you're here with me. You are part of this. You get it. You've been choosing, you've been waiting, you've been embracing that something amazing is on its way. And I know that you can feel it with me. And so in this tale of two realities that I'm talking about today, the thing that I see, and I think that each one of us is seeing that too, is there are going to be people, you guys, that fight to keep the restrictions alive. And that's okay. It's just the path that they're on, and we really don't have to follow them, and we don't have to save them, because the reality is if that's the path that they're choosing, that's the path we have to let them have. We cannot convince other people otherwise. And if we've learned anything in all of this, that just upholds the resistance even more. The greatest space we can be to others is the space of allowance for what they're choosing, no matter what they're choosing, even though it doesn't make any sense to us, and even though it's something that we would never choose. We do not have to try to fight against keeping them in a place that they don't want to be. So understanding that, we will start to see a divide of some sort. And the only thing that we can really do is hold space that people will choose to come with us on the path of peace and ease is really, truly all we can do. Knowing that holding this space of peace and ease is the invitation to allowance, to allow other people to release and let go. And let's just take a nice deep breath and let's just really truly just embrace this energy that's being kind of transmuted through here. There's an interesting frequency coming through, just untangling and unwinding, really adding that space of allowance. So why don't we take a quick break here, and as we're on break, I'm just going to keep allowing this energy to flow, and when we come back, we will continue to talk about the tale of two realities. I will talk to you soon.
The Consciousness Playground is a membership community to support you in living a conscious and aware life. Each month, members receive life and reality-changing concepts. It also includes member-only content and a VIP Facebook group to ask questions and connect with like-minded individuals. The Consciousness Playground currently has instant access to over 150 hours of life-changing audios and exclusive programs, with more added each month. Each and every month has a theme and includes audios and live calls around that topic. This playground has audios worth over $1,500 that you can access all at once. Come learn, grow, expand, and create something different in your life today.
Frequency infusion meditations are designed to create expansion of being and awareness of self. Lift and change the vibration of your body, places, and things through sound at frequencyinfusion.com.
And we're back talking about the tale of two realities, and this energy is still kind of moving through, shifting and changing these things, giving you more and more space to really truly choose that peace and ease. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to be continuing to do these shorter energy transmissions on my YouTube channel, okay? Continuing to kind of give you the space of peace and ease so you can step more and more into that, unwinding anywhere where you might feel resistance. If you are feeling a lot of resistance to a lot of concepts, please remember that in the Consciousness Playground, I have all kinds of clearings to help you release that resistance. And you know, the thing is it occurred to me the other day that I keep saying that, and you know, you don't have to just join the Consciousness Playground because you have resistance. If you're just really ready to be a part of a consciousness community where we talk about big concepts and we come together and we do live calls and energy transmissions, and we talk about things to really help you be able to choose the peace and ease in your own life, please join us in the Consciousness Playground. This morning, we had a live call, and had some people who joined me on the call, some of the Consciousness Playground peeps who have been with me forever, and it's just so fun to get on a call and talk about what we're aware of, talk about what we know, share information. We did lots of receivings, lots of powerful receivings today. And moving forward here in the next at least weekly for a while. I'm not sure how long. I guess ultimately I'm looking at really adding a weekly live call to the Consciousness Playground every single week where we can get on and we can connect. And next week we're going to focus all around receiving. Right? Really receiving. What would it take to just really receive the space of transformation with ease? What would it take to really truly awaken, fully awaken our bodies and beings with ease to this new reality? So we did lots of powerful receives today, and we just really spent some time just really in that energy of just really being the receiver and sharing consciousness and awareness. So if you are interested in joining us, if you're interested in being a pioneer of consciousness with us, please join us. You can go to my website, Jamie, Bates, BATES.com, and look under the membership. The Consciousness Playground is in there. Right now you can do monthly or you can do yearly, and there is so much content in there. Plus, again, you're going to get a live call with me. And my newest program that is almost done, the Energetic Receiving Method, is essentially a step-by-step on how to use every single tool that I use to really truly become the receiver in this world, to be able to really be that space of peace and ease and invite others around you into that same space. So that program is almost completely done, but there is 6 modules in there done right now. Lots of content. There's lots of places where you can go in additional to really truly learn how to use these tools, how to release any resistance in your life. That's going to be key. So when I'm talking about the tale of the two realities here, there's going to be the one reality where people still really play in a lot of the concepts of struggle and strife and resistance and blame and shame and guilt and the constant projection of upset, right? Those paradigms will not be existing in the other reality that's being created right now. And the thing is if you can't release yourself from those concepts of blame and shame and regret and resistance, then you don't have to. Again, you can stay in those paradigms, in the concepts of struggle, in the reality that we have right now, and that is the divide. The door is opening for us to move into the new paradigm. Just breathe that in for a moment. And all you really have to do is not resist what's going on. All you have to do is not play in resistance in your life anymore. All you really have to do is actively choose the ease. And as you do this, you will see that life becomes easier and easier and easier every single day. The reality that's being created, it's so interesting to me because I can see how the new reality is being created, and I can see people who are actively resisting it, but resisting it in a way where, because they're making it so wrong, they can't even see the new creation of it. Have you seen that too? Have you noticed that there are people that are so dynamically resisting the change, they can't even see it? It's so interesting to me how it's unfolding. And I was sharing in the Consciousness Playground this morning about how I seen someone I was Facebook friends with that I personally know. And she was arguing with someone on Facebook, and she was so dynamically upholding her struggle that it was like she was just attacking, and resisting and resisting and resisting. And it was like, oh my gosh, I can see how, even though the ease was being presented to her in this post, and even though the proof was there for the ease in this post, she had to make it wrong and she had to resist it. And in that wrongness and in that resistance means that that will not be created for her. And it was this moment of like, I just had such a moment of extreme clarity. I mean, not that I haven't ever seen it before. I think we've all seen it in some level, right? But it was like this moment of like, I could see the two realities. I could so see the two realities. Just going to give you guys more space here so you can see that so clearly as well. We are living in such an amazing time right now. We are literally building a new world. I am really so thankful and so grateful and really so excited about what the future holds. And as we continue to move through this, it's like I'm finally really seeing even my consciousness playground and where it's headed and the support that the system I have set up is going to provide for others. And I am literally, I can't even tell you how grateful I am for those of you that are listening right now, and for those of you who've been listening to me for a long time and have been supporting me and following me and choosing to go on this journey with me. I love you guys so much. To watch you guys evolve and to see how this is all unfolding and to see the world that's being created before us, it's really just, it's so amazing. If I could just give you anything right now, it's just a piece of the gratitude that I feel for what I'm experiencing right now, and the excitement that my body has, and even my birds. They're here joining us right now. Penny and Barry are joining us today on the call, chatting about what they know as well. But no, really. And, my goal really is that the consciousness playground continues to evolve and continues to be a place where you can come and you can be supported on your consciousness journey. And as new energies and as new concepts become available, we can continue to integrate them together, and we can have each other's backs, and we can continue to move forward in the ease that this world has available. Yeah, just breathe that in for a moment. So today I just want to kind of pave some of the way here for you to really truly be able to choose that new space. And again, remind you, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel. It's just Jamie Bates, the Conscious Empath. Subscribe there so you can get these energy transmissions that I'm sending out right now. I just really, I'm not even sure if I have any more words here for today. I just feel so much gratitude and just so much peace about where we're going. And I am just so grateful that you're joining me on this journey. And I hope that you feel that space that's being created for you, and that space, the new reality. And I think it's going to be really interesting as we continue to move forward here, how much you're going to see where people are in resistance of what's being created and how they're going to fight to uphold the old restrictions, and how, again, some people may choose to stay in the old restrictions, and again, that's okay. And, one of the awarenesses, or one of the things that they used to share, was when this divide happens, there's going to be people that are initially going to kind of be in that divide, and then there's going to be people that stay in the lower level frequencies, right? And as we continue on, people will make the shift over. But again, I'm not sure that everyone's coming. And I know that thought can be a little bit disheartening. I totally get it. But I also know that that's not my path. And we have to allow everyone to have their own choice. And that's the beauty of being in this reality, is we all have choices. And if we didn't have choice, we would definitely not be in the peace and ease right now. So that's the beauty of all of this, is we all do have choices, and all we can do is be the space, and be the space of allowance to allow people to choose it. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this concept. Wherever you're listening to this radio show at, if you could comment and let me know what you think about what's happening right now, share with me. You can also join my consciousness group on Facebook. It's called The Conscious Empath. That's a free group. It's on Facebook. Also, my page, The Conscious Empath, on Facebook as well. And again, please, I would love to have you join me in the Consciousness Playground and share your awarenesses with each and every one of us as well. You can check that out at Jamie, Jamie-Bates, Bates.com. And let's go together. Let's really truly embrace this new life that is becoming available, and let's move forward in the ease. So please share with me what your thoughts are, where you think we're going, and wherever you're listening to this at, please comment. And I look forward to chatting with you in the future. I hope that you have a great day today. Thank you so much. Bye.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.